morning, Virgo. Good morning. This is November the 8th. I'm sorry that I am behind on my recordings. As you all know, my mother went in and had her biopsy done on her lung, on a mass that she has. And so that's kind of kept me busy, stressful. But it's been finished, so that's good. Plus, I've had some business I needed to take care of that was real important as well. So, like I said, I work with a full, you call it a full plate if you want, but to me it's like a platter. It's just like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and a little bit of everything. First of the month is always difficult for me as well. So between doctor's appointments, paying the monthly bills, doing the errands, taking care of business and all this, it kind of accumulates, and I know it can be very stressful until it finally gets to that point that you pass each hurdle that you have to go over. Anyway, enough of that. But like I said, this is November the 8th, and I will be doing the astrology from November the 8th to the new moon on November the 13th. We will be talking about it. I will go into the moon first, and then we'll look at some other things on the chart as well. We only have 5 items or 5 things that are retrograde at this time: Neptune, Chiron, Jupiter, and Vesta went retrograde as well. So we would be dealing with a couple of energies of planets. Mercury will be this week. It will be ingressing into Sagittarius as well. We will have a new moon on the 13th. Like I said, we will talk about that. We have Venus that is today going and ingressing into Libra, where she will join up. The moon will be there as well, passing through to the new moon. And she will be also coming into conjunct with the South Node. So this will be about past things. And as this moon moves into Libra with Venus and comes upon the South Node, I just want to say that the moon is in its waning, W-A-N-I-N-G, crescent, which means that it's time to integrate and assesses what is essential and what needs to be kept and treasured and what needs to be released. And during this time before the new moon, we need to go through a reflection and have Thanksgiving. And I'm not talking about Thanksgiving in itself, which is going to happen in November for the United States. Excuse me. But I'm talking about those things that we release and reflect on and give it thanks to what it gave for us, what it has done for us, those things we release. It's just like if somebody prayed over their food. You're giving thanks. Sorry about that. I didn't want to be coughing all up in here. But we give thanks for those things that we've released. It served us for the time. It taught us lessons or whatever we've been through during this lunar cycle. We need to give that thanks and just let it go. Like, you have a pair of shoes. They're time to release them. They've done their job. They were service to us. Thank them and pass them on. Okay? Or clothing. If we get rid of clothing, we should thank it for covering us, giving us the warmth or the pleasure, the joy of it, and surrender it and let it go, but give thanks to it for what it's given us. Then we will go into the new moon on the 13th, and this will be a time to rest and let go of all that no longer serves us. The new moon brings renewal and regeneration, but first we need to empty ourselves. The inward pull is at its strongest and invites us to look deep into our inner world and acknowledge both the shadow and light. So this is what we're headed for the new moon. So we know where the moon is right now, what it has done, and where we have been assessing what is essential and what needs to be kept and treasured and what needs to be released. And so at the new moon, you would release it, you would give it thanks, and let it go. That's like emptying out your closets. emptying out the baggage, all that stuff. Thanking it for what it has given us and letting it go with the new moon. Okay? So this is what we'll be doing over the next 5 days. So if you need to look at those things very closely, what is the essentials that you need to keep around, and what you treasure, and what you don't, just let it go. And like I said, say thank you. Okay? So if y'all are ready, we'll go over to the astrology, and we will start with the moon and its aspect starting at midnight on the 8th. Okay? So this was last night. We'll talk about that. Well, I'll actually go back to the 6th because it would be in the early morning hours. Well, no. But we'll deal with the moon tonight. So anyway, let's go ahead and begin. And I'm going to go ahead and move over now. Okay, Virgo. All right, I have this set on November the 8th at midnight. Okay, so it was, the new day started after midnight, went to the 8th. The moon was at 16 degrees at that time in Virgo, your sign. It was in a quincunx with Chiron retrograde. So this was about healing, that healing. Again, think about that moon. Think about what was essential, what you needed, what you treasured, you still want to hang on to, that has value for you, with Venus being there as well, that you still want to keep around, but also what is need to be released. All right, let me get my little pencil thing here. Like I said, you can see that it was in a quincunx with Chiron. And we're also looking at last night around midnight when this moon was at the 16 degrees. Not only that, but it was focusing here with Chiron being at 16 degrees as well. So it was in a what they call a yod, okay? The moon was. And the energies, the focus here was on Chiron, healing. Doing something toward that healing process of healing thyself. Also, it was in this quincunx to the sun at 15 degrees in Scorpio. So there was a sextile with the moon to the sun. And so the yod is the finger of God that says, okay, what you treasure, you keep. And what has served you, give that thanks to it, to be prepared to release it and let it go. So it's supporting the two luminaries are showing here the process of healing. Now, Mars is conjoined with the sun here, and so it's driving you, or the energy, to surrender something here. Old wounds, let them go. Old jealousies, or things that were said, things you communicated about how you felt. Working with yods, it's where, with Mars being involved in this, it's to take the action. The divine wants you to take the action to surrender whatever you are suffering with, what you need to release, and say those things, kind of bringing something out, the focus on something. Quincunxes are very difficult energies, and there's adjustments, and it shows decisions and adjustments needed between the energies. With the sextile, it's there to show support. It shows an opportunity for productivity and success, is what sextiles do. But it's a mental attitude being activated, and you see Mercury is there. And now that the Mercury is moving away from the sun and Mars and getting ready to go and ingress into Sagittarius, which will be awesome. I can't wait for that. But now is the time to take that action of any old wounds that you may have had. Scorpio, ruling your third house, is feminine as well as Virgo being feminine, it's earth and it's water. So the moon being here can help you to release or surrender those things, to heal yourself and surrender it. Whatever you've been holding inside, or things that you have or actions you have done that I would say in some ways could have done out of in those those things that really make us look deep down inside of us, and to surrender them. I mean, we've been going through a lot emotionally. And so, you know, there's some things that maybe there's been a lot of difficulties for, that are actions from the past, that there's regrets, there's remorse, there's longing for something, things that we miss, things that we needed emotionally. Well, and there's these unspoken words possibly as well, because the third house is all about communication and thinking. Sometimes we speak before we think, not necessarily with Virgos, but Virgos want to say something, they want to say it. And anything that we have to express, we want to analyze or be analytical about what we say, and look at things. Scorpio is kind of like the investigator, and Virgo is the analytical. I mean, it goes deep within this, so we can bring something to the surface to surrender it and release it emotionally. And it's basically, it's there to help. And Mars is like, okay, the actions here, giving that freedom, you know, instead of carrying burdens, let them go. Let them go. They served us at a time when we needed them. Maybe when we were in some sort of battling with something, and we had to do things that and take steps to do things that we really possibly, and a lot of times, we didn't want to do, but we had to do. And with Venus being there in the house of Scorpio, or I'm sorry, in the house of Virgo, I'm looking right at Virgo and I said Scorpio. There were values we had, something of ourself, something that maybe wasn't bringing pleasure to our life anymore. And with the moon being there, and it's going to come in contact with Venus in Libra. But right now, at this present time, last night, it was something to evaluate ourselves, go deep within ourselves, and surrender those things that needed to be surrendered. Okay, because the moon was in a square at first with Mercury on the 6th, and then tonight, before the moon leaves Virgo, it's going to go in this triangle, which it is right now, with Mercury, because it does have a trine there as well. And that will be around 11:56 p.m. tonight. So it's going to have that time to maybe reflect and be supported in some way. So, supporting ourselves, that whatever we thought or whatever we said, and how we communicated it, did we follow through with it? If we said something, did we take the act too? Because there's nothing worse than somebody telling you something or saying something to you, and then they didn't follow through on it. So, it hurts people when you do things like that. Don't promise something, or don't say you're going to do something if you're not going to do it. And this, like I said, the yod is all about healing, and you're being supported by, with Mars, to illuminate something here of the past acts, to be able to heal something for the future for yourself. Okay, so let's see. The next thing we have here was at 4:29 this morning, Eastern Standard Time, my time. As a matter of fact, I did wake up at 4:30 this morning, and the moon was at 18 degrees in Virgo, and it's again, that sextile to Mars, what I was talking about. The sextile to Mars, the sextile to the moon. The yod now is hopefully you surrendered something, or bringing about whatever you surrendered, you feel that freedom, accomplishment of something here. You spoke what you needed to speak, and hopefully you did it not in a cruel way, but you expressed something here that now you've got it from out of you and surrendered it and let it out. You put it out there, and this is where there's this thing of, okay, freedom. It's not within me holding me anymore, but it's giving me the freedom now I'm not clinging on to something here that maybe I should have said, or whatever, but it was just not holding it back anymore, not holding it deep within inside us, and not being cruel about anything either when it comes to what you surrendered out of yourself. This is, something you probably had on your mind that you maybe possibly needed to express. Now, still we have Chiron in that quincunx to the sun. So it's out there now. It's out in the light, and you surrendered it and let it go. The next thing we have here at 9:40 this morning, we had the moon at 21 degrees, where then it went into conjunction with Vista. And Vista had moved into, not, what did I say, Vista? God, why have I got Vista on my mind? Because it co-rules with Libra. And some of the astrologers believe that it's linked to Libra, because it's focusing what Vista does. And you may be, with it being retrograde, that meaning of Vista in astrology is the keeper of your spiritual flame, represents the sacred feminine energy that allows you to dedicate yourself to aspirations, plans, and goals. Now, if you look at this, you can see that there's a lot with the feminine energy now of your dedications to what you aspire, or your plans and your goals. And you're going to be really, probably for the next time now, because remember, in Scorpio, we had that eclipse that happened last month, the lunar and the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse that happened in Libra, and then we had Taurus, the lunar eclipse that happened there. But it was that lunar eclipse was exalted, because when the moon gets into Taurus, it is exalted. It is very strong. So there was something here in that ninth house of yours, which we'll talk about. But with the moon being there last month, it was exalted with these two, with Uranus and Pluto, Uranus and Jupiter being retrograde. So there was a dedication you're going to make now, possibly over the next 6 months or 3 months, that you're going to be dedicating yourself to any aspirations or plans that you have and your goals. And this just shows where you have a nun-like, a Christian or a spiritual-like devotion to a cause, a project, or a belief that is sacred to you. Remember what I said with the moon? Is right now in that place of the waning crescent, where we give thanks for things before. And now that those are done, say thank you, giving thanks to something. I did that some time back. And you were able now to surrender those things and let them go, and giving thanks for them. I did that. I did that about a month ago, and I let that go. But now this is something here for the next 3 months. You're going to dedicate yourself to a cause or a project or a person or a belief that's really sacred to you. And this has to deal with your second house. And the moon is coming into conjunct with Venus. And you're going to be reflecting on that spiritual flame of Vesta. What it feels. Because Cancer is about what we feel. or how we feel. And in the 11th house, you're with it being there and it's retrograde, you may be looking at groups or friends, because 11th house is about friends. Who's supporting you? Who is making you feel like you how do I want to put this? Is it going to expand? Is it because right now it's in a sextile with Jupiter, which is retrograde as well in your ninth house. So with Jupiter being in that ninth house, it was well, it was direct, was expanding your realm, or how do I need to put that? It was about growth of the mind, growth of a higher consciousness of awareness in your philosophies, in your religion or teaching, and it was to expand outside of your horizon and your realm, to look at it and go into that higher consciousness where there could be growth. And you're reassessing those things now. How did it make you feel? Did it bring you more value? Was there more value came to you? Was there security here? And I see something really spiritual here. You know, or you got friendships that are growing. Maybe, you got in with a group of friends and people who have kind of sort of, you're connecting with others that are of a higher mind as well. And there's that thinking, that thought, and joining in the activities, joining in groups. And you were inspired by these others that maybe you were around that gave you the aspiration, or in whatever plans you goals you have, and they can help you in that cause or in the project, or maybe a person around that's helping you here to expand and learn and grow. And you're reassessing all these things. So, but remember, Venus has just got in this morning, my time, at 9:40, and the moon was conjunct with it, and the moon is showing that trine, as you can see here, the moon in the trine with Uranus. So there is some opposition here to sudden changes that may be taking place, or what sudden changes had happened. But with trines, it's how you creatively self-express in your productivity or in your vision or your insights you have. And you make these sudden changes. And it's going to help you toward the goals, because that is exactly what Neptune is all about, our spirituality, what we believe. And there's something with your seventh house. You're partnering maybe with people that can help you keep that flame alive toward your goals and your plans and what you aspire for. You may feel at this time with the moon that you're dealing with some oppositions that are that you're aware of, and you're facing these things consciously. Remember when I said about Jupiter and the growth and the expansion of a higher consciousness? So you're facing something of relationships and that illumination, or with frustration at some times. But it's to overcome those things, because when you do that, that shows what you're like on the inside, your strength, your courage, and the confidence you have. It's not, I don't feel like with Virgos, they're not egotistical and they're not ego driven, only toward themselves. You see what I'm saying? Most Virgos that I know, everyone I've ever met, has been harder on themselves than anybody else could do with them to become the best that they can be. And through this is going beyond your horizons, not being afraid to step beyond that realm of your environment and see what's there. Whether you're doing it online and in education, or whether you're doing it in teaching, or you're doing something here that can inspire you. And with the quincunx from Neptune, over to the south node, it's something maybe here in the past that you needed to deal with or you're having to deal with, that you had to make some decisions and adjustments that were necessary, and you had to take the courage to do it and stand up. And it was probably difficult, but remember, the south node is about the body. But now with the moon coming into conjunction at 9:40 this morning, with Venus, it's about, you want to make some sort of, in that second house, of what you value, your feelings, your self-worth, your talent, what talents you have, what gifts you have. You want to let these grow, and the only way you're going to let them grow is, how can I expand my horizons? And it's through learning and awakening the consciousness here. And this is going to be a sort of a mixed bag for the day, because later on tonight, we'll talk about that in a minute. Don't let me jump too far ahead here. The moon also being now at 23 degrees, and it's in, like I said, that quincunx to the north node. There's something here with the future, and that's going to be always, always with my time. Everything I give you in time is Eastern Standard Time, so you'll have to adjust your time to it. But I'm looking around 2:30 this afternoon, when the moon in Virgo quincunxes the north node. It's about your future, something here, your talents, your skills, what you value here. And it's about your culture, your background, your possessions, your security, your earnings, your ability with your money. If you're doing everything good here, and you feel like right now I do, I feel like my life right now is sort of in a peace and harmony state. My mind with the body, with what I feel. I feel like I have accomplished things at a personal level about myself in my own transition that I've been going through. Probably a lot of you other Virgos have been doing it as well. Always room for improvement, no doubt about that. And this comes through the learning and stepping out of, of your realm or your environment, and being not so afraid to cross that horizon. There is, with Venus in that quincunx with Saturn, what you feel and what you value here. Remember, again, it's like with this moon in this waning crescent, you're hanging on to things that value you, of your values, maybe your talents, your self-worth. Don't let nobody pull your self-worth down. Look at you. If you have to, go stand in front of a mirror and look at yourself. You are a valuable person. Do not let anybody say otherwise. You are capable to heal yourself. And right now, I'm seeing the energies with Uranus over here to Neptune in a sextile. Neptune in a sextile with Pluto. You've been going through a transformation. This radical change has been helping you reach the goals that you aspire for and that you're dedicating yourself to in those plans and goals, in relationship with others. You want the growth. There's nothing worse than people sitting in a place, and I know this because I've been there, in this stagnation that nothing seems to change. And I take that pause for you to think about it. Look back during this time, where you've been for the last many years, and what you have been going through that you felt was relationships stagnant, you didn't have any aspirations, you didn't have any goals. It's like whatever it was, because it was like, the only way I can describe it for myself is this feeling of a plant that was sitting there You water it, you nurture it, you try, and nothing seems to change. There is no growth. And and the plant doesn't grow. It's like a plant that sits in a pot and it kind of gets like what they call root bound because it needs a bigger pot. And that's the expansion of Jupiter to grow, to expand out. And so now you're looking at this and you may be devoting yourself here now in your beliefs of your aspirations, your plans and goals, and you're wanting to do this to move forward. You want to get out of that stagnation. You want to put yourself in a bigger zone, bigger area, or look to the horizon to see what's there for the future. And the only way you can do this is right now is healing yourself. Now, what we have also that's going to happen today, that's going to be at 4:13 my time. That's a couple hours after the fact. And remember to also, today is ruled by Mercury, so you're going to be probably thinking quite a bit. And at 4:13, not only Mercury ruling the day, but the hour is going to be with Jupiter. Now, Jupiter's not going to have a lot of strength around that time. Let me look here. Yeah, it's not. It's going to be like a -5. It's because of it being in this retrograde. It doesn't have the strength and the energy. It's not. Something's not expanding right now, and so you're in the process of thinking, how do I expand something here? Now, Venus just entered Libra, like I said, and the moon is coming closer and closer. And there's something here with that opposition again to Neptune where you're assessing something here about your aspirations and your goals in partnerships, relationships, all those things with the seventh house, with your friends, if you're married, how do you fit in? How do you fit in as an individuality or your own individuality in with friends and partnership? And if you're married, just because we get married, that doesn't mean we're still not an individual with values and feelings and gifts that we have. Our relationships, you got to understand our relationships with our friends or with our partners in business or whatever kind of partnership you're in, you're still an individual who has your own values. And it's okay that you maybe in some way there's something that you aspire that someone doesn't. And this where your beliefs are right now, you want to act on these. You want to get going. You want this radical change. You want that expansion and growth. And how can I grow further? What can I do? Look at all those things of what you want to get done for going into the future. This is the time where we should be planning for the future. Because when all these planets move over here, because Mercury and Mars and Venus, they're going to be over here. And so we're going to be, this could be in within that next 6 months, before April, when all this swings over here. And all this energy's over here connecting. We're going to be thinking, we're going to be communicating, we're going to, thoughts are going to be there. People coming into your life that's going to, that you connect with. Because Chiron to me is like the key as well. Are they going to unlock things into your life that's going to help you for the future? Or they're going to be something you're going to share with another person in some way? Because the 8th house is all about what we desire and what we share with others. You may have gifts and talents that you share with other people, or they share with you, that unlocks things and really kind of can push you forward in healing. Anywhere that there may be where there's difficulties, And you may need that help, and that's okay to ask for it. But there's still this conjunction with the moon. Then at 5:20 in the afternoon, the moon is tightening up that energy. And we do have the trine to Uranus. Uranus. We do have the trine over here to Pluto. So there has been the energy from Uranus to Neptune and then Neptune to Pluto that's trying to assist you. These energies of Uranus and Neptune and Pluto are feeding into Mercury and Venus and the moon. They're all sending all this energy that way to help you, to give you some clarity. What is it you want, Virgo? What is it you really, truly want here? And like I said, this is a big day. It's a really big day because this is sort of a half octagon. Okay, you can see the energy as it goes around. It's assisting you. It's not bringing harm. It's a rebirthing or a regeneration because of all that you maybe have been through. Now it's time that you're going to be assisted here in these houses, getting with people that you can enjoy being around. And remember, it's the 5, the 7, and the 9th house. Some of it is you changing. You really changed. And I hope you've been working on that change. There's still something here that I can see right now that there may be some difficulties, but I'm knowing Virgos like I know Virgos, they're going to think. They're going to plan things out. They're going to sort things out and make decisions that they got to make, whether they want to make them or not. They know it needs to be done. Those adjustments has got to be done, whether good or bad. You got to do what you got to do so you can grow and expand. Y'all, I know for 4 or 5 years I've been hearing about how a lot of you have been in this stagnant energy. And it's time to really change it now and get out of that energy. And this is going to help you. And just pay attention. Pay attention to things here that come in toward you. That says, hey, you may need to look at something here. Because we also got Venus here in a quincunx with Saturn. And there could be something here where, with Saturn, is that all about rules and regulations, restrictions, and where you learn to operate or work within those limitations of society. It's responsibility and rules, but it also deals with fears. And you got to overcome some fears of obstructions and limitations. Could be about the father or a teacher, gives you, say you got to do this, you got to do that. You could be learning from your father things or an elder. I would say an elder, especially in a church situation. Your spiritual growth, an elder, mentor within, maybe if you're in your church or whatever, that can help you some in your spiritual growth, that can teach you some things here. Make sure this is someone you can really just let them know you don't want to be repressed anymore. You know what I'm saying? You want to go out beyond those bounds and let your conscious mind awaken and nurture it as well. The more you nurture that conscious realm of awareness, the more you learn and the more you grow and the more, make those pots bigger and bigger so you'll have more room for those roots to expand out and grow. You don't want to sit in stagnation anymore. You want that growth. We also have Mercury here, and this will be at 7, 7:15, where Mercury at 28 degrees in Scorpio will be in a quincunx, or I'm sorry, a sextile. What I was thinking, to Pluto. So Pluto is feeding in this rebirth or this cycle, letting you know it's going to be okay because the cycle you've been in, where it has come in. Remember, Pluto comes in, it's like a nuclear explosion in your life. That's just the shock and awe, right? It's like the tower. It's like, just everything gets demolished. And for you, it's in your fifth house. And that fifth house is dealing with your work. Oh, I'm sorry. It's about love affairs. You may have had a love affair with a romantic attachment for years that just became stagnant, or there was no growth. Were you suppressed in maybe in your self-expressions or your creativity, your arts and your dreams? Could it be something with your children and pleasure and play and speculation that you've been dealing with here? But it's about the love affairs of the heart as well. Was there that security there that you thought was secure, but then Pluto come in and says, hey, this ain't as secure as you thought it was. You're being controlled. You're being manipulated here. We want you to take your power back. That's what Pluto does. It sees, it knows that something in the house is wrong, that you're being either manipulated by others, and you in relationship and being manipulated in some way, and then the limits of what you could do in the relationship. Maybe you loved them and cared and you wanted to nurture them and all this, but it's been difficult. But this cycle, I'm telling you, Virgos, you've been asking me for 4 or 5 years, when is it going to end? When is it going to end? It's ending. This cycle is coming to an end because Pluto is finishing up. You're going to go through a birthing thing now. The old cycle is gone, and you're going to go into this new rebirthing, regeneration. You're going to aspire now to be more dedicating yourself to those aspirations you have, the plans, your goals. You've got either a cause or a project you're doing, or maybe a new person enters your life, which would be wonderful, or what you believe, your belief that is sacred to you. And that's usually a lot to deal with people and their values. But now it's telling you that what's happened is now you're going to start into this whole new cycle. Because Pluto now is moving into your 6th house, which is going to be about your worth and your health. It's going to also bring about a change with service and willingness and your devotion. It's about the improvement. And it's going to go in there and it's going to change things drastically in this house of your work. If you've always been doing the work and you've always been doing the service and you've always been doing this, because remember, Aquarius is about humanity. If you've been such service to humanity, and not for yourself and giving so much to others, this is where this change is going to happen, because maybe it affects your health in a lot of ways. I know it did in mine. Believe you me. I gave everything to everybody, till I was kind of depleted. And some of you may be feeling that as well. But now it's that time for you to really awaken and focus on what is it you want, Virgo, in relationships. What do you aspire for? What are your plans? What are your goals? What are you going to work toward? And yes, there may be a square with Saturn right now, but I guarantee you're going to learn some things, especially when Mercury goes through that 4th house of your home, your family, that there's going to be how you're going to now adapt to something new here. Because Virgos are survivors. They are survivors. They're a immutable sign. They will adapt and adjust to whatever situation there is. You put a Virgo in the fire, and you're going to find Jesus Christ standing there with you. if you have that kind of faith, and you will survive. You will survive this fire, and you will explore. You will expand. You will grow. You will go outside of that realm of where your security is of your home and your family, and you will start to begin to explore possibilities for the future, and you will wake up that consciousness. It's time. We also have on this day, 10:01 my time this evening. We have the sun at 16 degrees in Scorpio, and it's in the quincunx with Chiron. So there's, for me, that's going to be nighttime. That's going to be 1 minute after 10 and the final hour. And the day still being ruled by Mercury, but the night will be ruled by the sun. Now, I know that sounds kind of strange, but it's to focus on something here. And it's going to be the hour, the 17th hour, but it'll be Saturn that rules that 17th hour. And Saturn is at a 5. So it's gaining its strength. And with that new moon, like I said, is that time of rest. You need to rest before you began. Time to rest and let those things go of all that no longer serves us or you. And that new moon's going to bring this renewal and regeneration. It's time. It's time. It's going to happen. And the healing. You're reflecting on the healing. And that key to healing. How do I take and unlock it and look at what needs to be healed? What do I need to do to bring in the healing for yourself and what you desire and how you're going to act to achieve, what you desire? Somebody here, you're going to learn something from somebody here in the future. When Mars gets over here and comes in with contact with Chiron, which is known to often rule Virgo as a natural healer, natural born healer, something here is going to unlock and let those wounds, and if you have to, hug yourself, embrace yourself, and heal yourself. Because it's going to be Mars, when it gets in Aries, it's ruling Aries. You're going to be really driven here. And that will be in the spring. And that will be probably after, springtime comes what, March, April? No, March. March. So this is going to bring in this time of healing. This is just your beginning, Virgo. This is the new dawn, okay, of your rebirth. For me, we're getting ready to go into our winter season. We're in the fall right now, but we're going to be going into the winter season. And when we go into that season, things that would be the time that you would take that to rest. And you will make your plans for what the springtime, where you're going to plant these seeds of what your goals are, your aspirations are, what you want to do here. Right now, just for this short period of time in this fall, is just to release those things that you needed at the time when you needed it. But now it's time to finish up, because it's going to be this new moon, and it's going to be starting a new cycle that you're going to start in this process of, by the first quarter of the moon, which will be the 20th of November, which when I get there on that time, that will be next week, I believe, where you now will begin to start looking at your seeds. What is it you need here? What do you want to grow here? You're going through things. Do I want to keep this? Do I still want to let it go? Or do I still want to work on it? Whatever you're doing. I know for me, it's probably the winter time I'm focused in certain directions that what I can do at this moment in time, and work toward that springtime when the energy will be there to really get going and motivated. I mean, I'm motivated now in what I'm doing now. What's going to happen in the spring when that seed begins to bust open and something grows out of it, and you can plant it. So right now is preparing. Is all for me. It's all preparing for what is going to happen with the spring, and so I'm focused there. I'm focused in whatever has to change, and I'm ready to change, make that radical change. I'm ready to go beyond my realm or my environment. I'm ready to go toward the horizon, this new beginning, and see what's coming. It's nothing. The other morning when uh, what's the day? Wednesday, Monday. When I took my mom to the hospital to have her biopsy done, just as we were starting down the road, because where I live at, everything kind of goes up in a peak to the town. And as you go through the peak of the town, I'm looking in the eastern horizon, and I saw the most beautiful sunrise that just really showed me that horizon and where I was focused with the sunlight, and it was bright. And how as it expanded out, it just kind of, you could see the color of the change of the color on the horizon. And I thought, gosh, what a beautiful thing. I mean, it was just perfect horizon and that sun coming up. I love sunsets. I love sunrises. They're beautiful, but there is something here. It just reminded me of that, because I expressed to my mother, isn't that a beautiful sunrise? And she said, yeah, it's not. And it was just gorgeous. So here with the sun, this would sort of, for me, would be after sunset, that there could be some change in my environment that's going to help me to clear my mind. And then now the moon, later in that evening at 11:20, I remember this is almost to midnight. The day is still ruled by Mercury. The day will be ruled by Mercury until the next sunrise. But over the night, the sun is still illuminating something. There's something that's on your mind that you're focused about. And I believe really seeing that there's something with what you feel of a cycle, of a rebirth. Your mind is like awakening to something. So let it awaken. Let Uranus help you here. Because I'm guarantee you, probably more than likely you Virgos, y'all got something radical in mind that could shock. I wouldn't doubt it one bit. But the hour is Jupiter. And remember, Jupiter is here with Uranus, where there's this opposition that with Mars and the Sun to Uranus, but the hour of Jupiter still being retrograde, you're looking for that horizon, that expansion. How can I expand this? I mean, your attention is going to be focused there. That energy of what you want to get done. And then the last thing we have here is at 11:55, right before midnight, we got the moon at 28 degrees in Virgo, and it's sextiling over to Mercury in Scorpio. And you can see that. So there's this aid with Venus giving you the support. It hasn't really done anything yet because it's still at 0 degrees in this quincunx with Saturn at 0 degrees. But it's still, there's some limitations, rules and regulations and sort of things here that you're dealing with. But Venus can help you in this, to relax, to find peace and harmony. in all the restrictions, even those limitations. You ever had that where you really wanted to get going? You really wanted to do something, but it's like, I can't do this right now, and I can't do that right now, but what can I do? And so you've got to say, well, I can't do it right now, or whatever this is. I feel like you're waiting. You're waiting for something here. But Venus says, just relax. Just relax. Stay calm. Find the peace and harmony. Calm your emotions. Calm yourself. It's going to change. So prepare yourself. It wants you to rest and let go of those things that you're holding on to within yourself of what you want to do. Now, on the 9th, the moon will move into Libra and right there with Venus now. And it's in opposition to Neptune. And that's okay. And it's something here with the past that it's feeding into. There's a long void of course here. And on that 9th, as the moon right before that happened, like I said, there was still the sextile. And it's still the sextile feeding in here to Mercury. And all this energy that's funneling around, coming from Pluto, that the change is happening. Mercury's at 28 degrees. There's an end of a cycle here that is ending. Whether it be something with your children, something with love affairs, romantic attachment, creativity, arts and drama and children, pleasure and play. And you're just taking back your control. I know you Virgos, y'all have been giving it away. Just giving it away. You haven't been demanding. You guys haven't been demanding. You're just been in survival mode for what? 20 years or so here. 16 years. You've been in survival mode. You didn't want to control the situation. You didn't want to do this or do that. You were controlled by everything outside of you. And Pluto's like, now. Now is your cycle ending. You have the power to take back control and not give your control to others anymore. Start expressing yourself, Virgo. Let yourself be known. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And with that moon energy, find that peace. Find the peace. Find your creative self-expression. Look for that where there's productivity. And look at your visions and insights you have. They're yours. They're nobody else's. They're yours. And you may be still kind of figuring out, well, how am I going to do this? Because, like I said, I know what I'm doing. I just don't know what you're doing, but I know you're planning. I know you're working at something here. Because we're dealing a lot with this moon today on the 9th, tomorrow, with the moon in Venus. Or the moon with Venus, and now, boom, one. Look at that. The moon and Venus together. The one. You're actually starting to feel this, hopefully this balance. You're working for that balance, that peace and harmony. And what you feel within your own limitations of what you feel. They're your feelings, Virgo. Nobody else's but yours. Maybe you are going to limit something here now. Because now we're getting air energy here, which we've not had air energy for a while. And so now your mind is able to free itself. And I'm so excited about it. What's to come. Because whatever you're trying to do right now, there's nothing that can interfere with you. Only limits you place is what you place on yourself. No one can take your peace away from you unless you give it. No one can limit you unless you let them limit you. This is the beginning. Because what you're going through is, like I said, you're going to give thanks to those things who helped you through those years. This is your change. And this is going to happen. Oh, what is that thing popping up for? I got something popping up on the screen. This is where now the moon is in a square. Mercury is in a square. Mercury's in a square with Saturn. The moon is in a square, but conjunct, so that energy of that flame, that spiritual flame. And I love how the moon is at 7 degrees. That is divine, divine energy. Are you going to reignite that flame with maybe friends, your goals, your wishes, your dreams, what you want to go toward? This is a process of what is it you now want, Virgo? Because you are regenerating that passion within you. And the moon is in a quincunx now with Jupiter. There was something about the growth. There's something about where only you were limiting yourself from going out into beyond that horizon. Go for it. Go to that horizon. See what's on the other side. Go past your realm of your comfort zone. Explore things spiritually. Find that peace. Center yourself. Balance yourself. And this is where this is in the evening. Take the evenings to center yourself and find that balance. Now, on the 10th, again, there's still that sextile with Mercury. Mercury now moves into Saturn. Wow, this is about your home. This is that flame, that Sagittarius energy that you're going to survive. And you know you're going to survive. You're going to find that calmness in your mind. And you want to grow and expand. You don't want to limit the mind. You don't want to restrict the mind. Your creativity. You don't want to limit what your mind is capable of doing and how you can manifest things in your life by actually living it. You see what I'm saying? Put yourself in those goals and aspirations that you want to achieve. Put yourself and see yourself surrounded by those people that you can communicate with that have the like mind, that you can learn from, mentors. Search them out that can encourage you and help you and teach you, that can help you in your healing process and in your growth. Don't suppress yourself anymore. Now, we know that the moon is in opposition here with Chiron. And that's, you're just going to have to say, no, I'm not going to limit myself. Because remember, the head is here. North node is the head, the place you're going, where the mind sets. The south node is the body, what you're secreting from the body, releasing it from the body. Whatever it was, those feelings you had in the past, or whatever was going on that you felt in the past, it's time to let it all go now. Surrender it. Don't hold on to it. And also, this moon, now that's going to be like 10 in the morning, 10:07. But you're going to spend the rest of the day by, that with that moon of releasing on the 10th. That is the time to release whatever you feel is that opposition, where you can have that awareness and objectivity and consciously facing that whole day with relationships, with illumination. And some things may be frustrating, and that's okay. But you can say, I'm not going to let this get to me. I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm not going to worry about it. Because you know what's got you is the divine himself. Because you've got almost this yod here, okay, that's focused with the past and the moon about your goals and inspirations, the radical changes that have taken place. You're reflecting on what your old goals were. Now it's time, because of the radical changes in your life, it's time now to embrace. What do you want, Virgo? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do? Because you can do it. You can do it with others, people, partnerships. Maybe there even could be marriage coming in the future. If that's what you want. Now, me personally, I don't want to ever get married again. Nah, I just, I just don't want it. I mean, I do want relationships with others, but I don't want to get married. That's not for me anymore. I've done it, and I gave for years to all of it, and I don't want to do it anymore. Just not interested. Now it's time for me to set goals that I want to achieve. I'm 65, and you're never too old to set your goals. Never. Or what you aspire toward. Yes, there may be some opposition right at the moment because of your healing process and what you need to release and let go of. But during this time, whatever you're trying to do here, nothing can come against you. Nothing. Because you have a purpose here that probably for your whole life, Virgos, y'all have been so engrossed into being a service to others, helping others heal, helping others to accomplish their aspiration and goals, helping them do this, helping them achieve that, helping in any way you could. Virgo, now it's time for you to say, like myself, I'm 65 years old. What did I want to do? Did I ever get to accomplish what I wanted? Did anybody ask me what I wanted? Did anybody care about what I wanted to achieve? And now you can do it for you, Virgo. Find the right people to help inspire you. Find the right people that can support you and help you to let go of all the things from the past. And you can heal your heart, your spirit within you. It's time. It's really time. Perfect timing. I'm telling you. And I know in the United States, we're going through our winter season. And, we all need to get that rest. And right now is the time for the cleansing. It's time for the cleansing. And then once you cleanse, you rest. You find the peace. You find the harmony. Because winter is when we all stay within, because it's so cold and the bad weather and things. We find things in comfort and home. A lot of people maybe read books. They do some little online courses, or they're planning. They're taking the seeds that they have and they're planting them in the little pots, and they're nurturing them. So when springtime comes, that seed is growing and it can burst open, and then we can take it outside and we can plant it in the soil, and then we can take care of it out there and watch it grow and grow. So right now, you've got almost a yod here that is so close with this south node and now that's there. But the quincunx is now focusing really here on what you believe in partnerships and relationships, marriage. Like I said, I don't plan on ever getting married again. I don't want to get married again. It's not that I don't want a partner in my life. Does not mean I don't want to grow with another person, but I want it to be the right person. I want it to someone that inspires me and I inspire them. But we can inspire each other as an individuality to grow, to accomplish whatever it is that may be the dreams, without having to sacrifice our own, and working together with someone to do that. That's the way I look at it. That's what relationships should be about. We do have a square to Pluto. We do have a square to Saturn. Now, this is at 1:19 in the morning, so I could see where there's some kind of challenge, because there's something here with the opposition to the North Node and the focus of the Sun and Mars now over there to Uranus. You want to do something. There's something here with expansion and the growth. You're still reprocessing things of what you need to release that's maybe holding you back. And this is like early in the morning. Like I said, 1:19 in the morning when this moon is happening. Don't be surprised if you have a little trouble with sleep right now. Okay? Now this moon is moving on past the South Node, and it's going to go into Scorpio, where it will set up for the new moon. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Embrace these retrogrades. I do want to say on some notes here that I have with Vesta, okay? Vesta being in Cancer right now went retrograde on November the 2nd. It will go direct on February the 8th of 2024 at 21 degrees. But it's going to go back into Gemini. When it goes retrograde, it'll go back. It will enter Gemini on December the 21st, 2023. So it's going back to that time period. Something of you're going to reassess, are you still interested in a career? Are you still interested in this? Are you still want to learn this? Do what is it you're wanting here for your career? And then it will go direct, like I said, on February the 8th of 2024 at 21 degrees. And it will enter back into Cancer right before the big total solar eclipse, which will be on April the 8th, but it will enter back into Cancer on April the 1st of 2024, right before the total eclipse, which is perfect timing. I do want to go a little bit over these retrogrades that are happening right now. We got the moon also that is trine. It will be at 0 degrees. Yeah, 0 degrees in Scorpio. It enters, and it's still conjunct. It's bringing in something into this third house about the past, but it will eventually, again, you only got one quincunx here, which is absolutely great, and it still has to do about your goals, your aspirations. You're going to be in this planning process. Now, Neptune, let's talk about this a minute. Neptune went retrograde on June the 30th, 2023 at 27 degrees. It will go direct on December the 6th, 2023 at 24 degrees. So it's only got one more degree to go. And that will be at the 1st of December. That first week of December, it will go stationary and direct in Pisces. And it rules Pisces. It's about, you believe in relationships. You believe in partnerships. You connect emotionally with other people in a soulful level, in a spiritual level. And that's okay. That's okay. You try to trust. You try to believe in them. You try to show them or teach them to believe in themselves spiritually, that they can accomplish anything, that you have that faith and belief in others. And sometimes it's just the wrong people enter your life, Virgo. No? And right now, this is going to be dealing with Neptune right here, as you can see. It's in that third decan of Mars, and it's also here with Mars. And look where Mars is at. It's in Scorpio. You have some sort of deep, deep desires here, and you're going to make radical changes. You're going to come into this conscious awareness as time goes on. The more effort you're putting into it, and you're learning, and you're expanding, you're growing, of what didn't work before, what can work now. And that's awesome. You're changing. Beautiful. Awesome. And we also have the trine going here. And we have a trine to Saturn. So these are really, really good energies. You're focused on the change. You're focused in believing. You've got the faith. You know you can do whatever it is you need to do. You know you can accomplish those dreams, those aspirations. Don't let nobody tell you you can't. God knows if I'd had a penny for every time somebody told me through my life that I could accomplish something, and I did, I mean, wow. Now we have Mars at 21 degrees. And it's in opposition again with Uranus. What action do you want to take here, Virgo? What is it you want to do? There's something of a radical change that's going to happen to your 7th house. That you're going to go beyond that horizon. You're going to grow beyond that horizon. You're going to go toward your goals and aspirations. You just need something to help you kind of kickstart the flame, the passion. In winter times, it's kind of hard. The moon on the 12th, 12th, this is right before this new moon that's going to happen. The moon is going to be trine Vesta, which it is. but it'll be at 7 degrees. Very inspirational here. And then the moon will go to 9 degrees, where it'll be in opposition to Jupiter, which you can see it there, but it'll be at 9 degrees. So this is really where spiritually you're going to reassess something here, connecting with the spirit within you, seeking the expansion, letting the universe know, I'm ready to expand. I'm ready to grow. Nurture me, replenish me. It's almost like a renewal. You're going to go through this spiritual renewal, connecting with the spirit. Again, wow, awesome. And that's like 7 in the morning. I love it. And I'm looking at the time here on this, on my time. Remember, the moon was at 7, and now it's at 9, and the time is 7:09:03. Now, if that don't wake you up and make you think, now a lot of you probably think, well, what is she talking about? 7 is a divine number, right? 9 is the number for the spirit. 3 is the number of the Trinity. So it's all 3 combined. So you're ready. You're ready in the 9th house at that. The 3rd and the 9th house. Wow, I love these numbers. I'm a number person. I can't help it. I love numbers. And it's telling me that there is this rebirth, this regeneration that is going to happen here. And you see something here is like disconnecting. Remember I said that Pluto was feeding something in here to you? Guess what? It's bringing that peace of mind. It's bringing the pleasure and joy within your home. And again, Mercury's sitting at 3 degrees. You are a survivor. You are a survivor. Period. You are a spiritual being here. You are a natural born healer. But you've been spending a lot of time helping others heal through things and never gave it to yourself. You had the gift to do it all to yourself, and you didn't do it. You were too busy, exhausted by helping others heal. Well, it's time for you, Virgo, to do for you. It's time for you to focus here. And on the 13th, this new moon, boom, 20 degrees, 2020, perfect vision. And this cycle of the actions of Mars, the war, and this sort of thing within yourself, where you've been battling with yourself over things, that's it. It's reached its peak. Because remember, 22 is an end of a cycle. A cycle will go 11 degrees or 11. And look at the time in. It's 11 minutes. So it's going to that point of 11, that peak. And the cycle is done. It's finished the cycle. You went to the last part of whatever you were battling here. And you're ready for this radical change. Pluto's helped you, and it's reviving you. It's replenishing you. It's giving you perfect insight into something here. It's going to be this. Now, Venus is sitting over there still in your 2nd house. Value you, Virgo. Something in your DNA is changing. Spiritually. You're being spiritually changed. So you go ahead and you pray, or you put your aspirations, put your goals. Remember I said with Vista is that none like that spiritual dedication to what you aspire for, whether it be a project, whether it be a person or a belief or something here. Aspire to be what it is that you want to work toward, that you're going to fight for, that you're going to stand up for, and you're going to act on something here that brings peace and growth in your life. This is a whole new beginning for you. And this, with this quincunx here, from Neptune to the past, You've changed. You're not the same person anymore. You're rebirthed. You've regenerated. Remember, there's 23 cells within the human body, right? There's 23 chromosome pairs in the human body that make up 46, right? 23 pairs. Add them together, that's 46. But you have changed. Your chromosome pattern is changing. And so now you aspire to something new. And you're going to work toward that for the future. You're going to seek what you desire here. And you're going to work for it. And you're not, I'm telling you, when a Virgo gets make up their mind and their mind is set somewhere, it's going. It's all. You're just waiting for the springtime. You're waiting for the springtime. Now the moon is going to go in opposition to Uranus. We see that. That will be at 5:05 in the AM. We also see the moon here at 23 degrees. Another parable. So, Pat, spirit within you. Again, that completion, because the moon here going to this 22 degrees. Look where it's hooking up with. And look at that. Look at that number. Oh my God. 22. What did I say about 22? The cycles. Wow, Virgo. Again, the end time. Cycle complete. Structure in worshiping. And man's anatomy. You may look, if you're a man, then it would be a man's anatomy. But we're looking at something here too, that this is a double new beginning for you. This is the time that you have completed and ended a cycle that is finally done, and there is a double new beginning for you, bringing in completeness, and it's about the characteristics of love, even loving yourself. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself. Everybody should love themselves, and if you can't love yourself, then how in the hell are you going to think you can love someone else? Or love anything if you cannot love yourself? And again, you're going to go, like I said, into this, the moon's going to go to this 23 degrees and past that. And guess what? It's finished. It's done. It's done. This would be the time of that new moon to now say, hold on a minute. This would be that time of you with this, the time of rest and letting go. Finish it up. The new moon brings renewal and regeneration. What'd I tell you? And look at Pluto with this sextile that's bringing it all in. From Uranus to Neptune to Pluto. Now over there to the sun, Mars, the moon. The regeneration is happening. The yod. It's a real tight yod here with the North Node to this energy. It's this feeding for your future. Future's going to be great because you're all anew now, spiritually. I mean, geez, I am loving this. Oh, how I'm loving this. And you see this again, the tight node that's dealing with the moon and Mars here. The moon in this quincunx for the future, it's like, you are so ready to make the adjustments that are needed for the future. And you have the courage now because of your regeneration, your rebirth, to finding peace and harmony and balance and pleasure, because you are all anew. All anew. And also, I forgot to say something about with the moon also in the trine to Neptune over here. It's like you already working through things. You're already inspired in your belief to do this, to really put that effort in, to put the work in. You're ready. That could be somebody, I would say, that could possibly be coming in your life. And we have the sun now, 21 degrees. It's in opposition to Uranus being retrograde. It's still been in opposition. Something here is, when change comes, and it comes so radically and unexpected, it really, it's not quick. It's like it's like a gradual thing of something here that's really changing about you. It just doesn't happen to you like wham, you know, but you're ready to start that flame. You're ready to light that pit fire. And guess what? It's going to be in February. So that flame is going to be lit again in Gemini. And you're going to be ready to really be inspired here to move in February in those goals and what you desire here. And now we have the moon now on the 13th at 28 degrees, and it's trying Pluto because they're both now at 28 degrees, 10 minutes. You may feel like you're being sort of somewhat tested here. That's okay because the cycle is ending. I would look at it as the cycle you have gone through was to test you. Are you ready? Is what Pluto's saying. Are you ready? Are you ready to really go for this double new beginning? Are you really spiritually ready to receive what is going to be coming toward you in the future? So you know what? Start giving your thanks right now to what's going to come in your future. Okay? Start giving that thanks. And now we finished here on the 13th where the moon now is at 0 degrees in Sagittarius. And you survived the test. You sure did. You survived it. So like I said, start giving thanks toward now, not letting anything get in your way. Nothing is going to interfere with you doing what you want to accomplish. And I'm telling you, people better watch out for Virgo because when the mind is set there, you've already been through everything. You've been working on healing. You've been working on growing. You've been working on this and that and letting some surrender. I mean, I still got some things I need to do, but I'm ready. I am so ready to really start moving forward. And I can't wait. I really cannot wait. I'm inspired. I'm ready for Mars to get over here. I really am. And come in conjunction with, with Saturn and busting those limitations. And it's like, no, I'm ready. And this would be right in that time with Pisces, would be in February. Remember what I said with in February? This is going to go into Gemini, and it's going to go direct. And it's time then to start lighting that flame. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Now remember, Neptune's going to go direct on December the 6th. So I've talked a little about that. Uranus is going to go direct in January. Jupiter will go direct on December the 30th, the end of December. And Jupiter will eventually move on into Gemini on May the 25th. So, you've got, what is this now? November, right after that total lunar eclipse, or not lunar, total solar eclipse that's going to happen on April the 8th, that when after that, Jupiter will be moving in to Gemini. So it's like that you're just illuminated totally. Everything that's going to, that 7 years between remember August of 2017? I believe it was 2017. August of 2017. Was that total? I remember it when it came across, and I could tell you exactly what was going on in my life during that time and what was happening and how I felt. How I felt like just to see that total lunar eclipse or solar, I keep saying lunar, that total solar eclipse, and how I felt. I felt so lost at that time, really lost. And that was August of 2017. I felt such a loss. And I looked at that eclipse and I watched it, and it was so huge. And it got so dark, and I felt like, yeah, that's what my life felt like, so dark. and so lost. I felt like a death had come upon me. I really did. That's what I felt, was a death had come upon me. And I knew exactly where I was at when it happened. And I was said, okay. And now we're going to have another one on April the 8th. And Vista will be back in, entering back into Cancer right before that happens. But Jupiter will be going into Gemini in May. Vista will move back, like I said, into Gemini. Then it'll go into Cancer. I mean, I am so looking forward to next year, like you would not believe, because I feel like there is this big, huge new beginning that is going to happen, and I am so looking forward to it happening. But like I said, I will repeat, I don't plan on getting married again. Some of you guys may be looking forward to that. I don't, I don't mind. I look forward to partnershiping with others, getting them involved with others, and all this. But I'm just not. I'm like, no, no more, no more for that for me. Okay. Now we're going to go into the tarot, but I'm going to leave the chart up, okay? Because I want to see where things may be going here, okay? So I'm going to kind of flip this back to where we are right now. Give me just a second, okay? So I'm going to jump back because I want it to be where we're starting. I know where we're going, okay? But I want to see where the reading's going to, where it's going to progress to. Okay, Virgo, let's look at your reading. Let's see what you got here. Ow, I'm back stitching. All right. First thing we have here is we have the Nine of Cups. I'm trying to get the light off of it. It's happiness, joy, fulfillment. That is what you feel that's coming. The situation is you want this emotional fulfillment in what you believe, in your goals and your aspirations. You want to accomplish those things to get back in with the spirit again and in your beliefs. It's Pisces energy, where Neptune's at. You're reassessing goals right now. And you feel good. You're, emotionally, I think you're really together. You've got it together. You feel this accomplishment. But I think it's reigniting something is what you're looking forward to here. Oh, sorry. You got the 3 of coins here as your challenge. This is putting in the work. This is Capricorn energy. So you're being challenged here in working on something. It could be a project you're working on, putting that effort into the stability here. I feel like you're getting some sort of, maybe getting yourself around people that spiritually motivate you. Because Virgos usually, they need some motivation. In your foundation right now, you've got Mars here. You got the Tower. And the Tower's not bad. It's not something that's in your foundation. It's not that it's fallen apart. It's you're going to rebuild, because you can't have this and getting involved with more spiritual people of what you want to create here. You've got like a whole new, I kind of feel like your foundation is kind of just, it's like a bareness, right? And you've got the foundation there. Now let's build upon it and see what it is, what it is you're going to create here. Because this is that Mars energy. That's Mars. It's time. Right now you're planning. You're planning to build something here. I don't feel like they're stumbling blocks. I just feel like it's more of getting with the right people to help you establish this foundation. Ooh, I like this. You got the Knight of Swords here. To me, that is Aquarius energy, because I look at the Knights as fixed signs. And I feel like you are fixed on something here that you're going to be working on, possibly with others, because like I said, Pluto, you can see Pluto right here. It's going to move into Aquarius, and when it does, it's it's going to set something in motion that you're going to get involved with others and work together to create something here. You know what you want. I mean, to me, there's no doubt about it. Most Virgos know what they want and what they're willing to work toward. But yeah, I feel like the challenge is here, getting with that spiritual motivation. Yeah, in your South Node, you got the Hermit. That's you. You've been seeking knowledge here, understanding. You're looking for that light within yourself again. There's nothing wrong with that. You're seeking the knowledge here that's going to light up things. You're going to be the light. You can't look like this and not know that you're going to be lighting things up. And that's a major arcana. You're going to be something of the light for the world to see. You are. You're going to shine like a beacon. It's almost like it's like that light at the sea, the lighthouse, and how it guides in the night. And I feel like this is you being that beacon that's bringing the light into the world. You've got the Four of Coins here. So there are some things that you value for the future you want to hang on to, that you treasure. And that's okay. That's okay. There's things of value for the future that you want to hang on to. And you value them. Hold on. Sorry about that. Got internet connection, something, all stuff's going off. Anyway, with this Four of Pentacles is telling me there's some things you're going to hang on to for the future that hold a value to you. And that's okay. That's not being stingy. That's not being greedy or anything like that. But there's things that you treasure that you will hang on to. That's not the Ten of Pentacles, so you're not being greedy. That's the Four. You go into the Three to the Four. There may be people that inspire you that even that you may have this connection with, and you want to carry them toward the future. So this is really, really good. Your energy at this time is the Two of Coins. It's like a meditation. You're just kind of looking at things. Remember, it's almost like you're weighing something here. You're looking into the light here, is what you're doing. And you're searching. Because remember, the two of Coins has the infinity symbol. Don't let yourself get caught in the loop of replaying something over and over again. Am I right here? Am I right there? It's kind of like, to me also, you're connecting with the spirit within you. It's Capricorn energy. This is Capricorn energy. So you're finishing up a cycle here. How's it going to make you feel? I mean, this is like somebody, they're not worried. You're not worried about anything. There's no stressing or anything like that. There's a calmness, a peaceness that's overcoming you. And it's almost like you have the power in your hands to balance things and to find that inner peace. What's in your environment here? You got the Ten of Cups. Somebody's interested. In your environment, there's connections here of people that support you. They see this light in you. And you got to be careful too with what is being drawn to you. I would say use a little caution here, because you got the Seven of Coins here in your environment as well. Somebody may want to invest with you. That's Taurus energy. They see something about you, and it's that light they see, that you're just showing out to the world, this clear-headedness and what you're going after. And they see it. They look at you like somebody, this person knows what they want, and they value things. They value I'm not going to say the materialistic world, because Virgos are not really materialistic, but there's something you're definitely displaying out to the world that's attracting something in here that wants to invest with you. I mean, you're going from the floor that has the value and someone here that wants to come in and invest in this with you. Woo wee, God, Virgo. Jeez, I did not expect this. This was the last thing. I mean, I know you're putting out something there, but we got the Empress here. We've got the Empress. No wonder somebody wants to invest with you. They see your worth. They see your value. You know, because that light that's within you that's shining, and that calmness, such control, such peace, and the energy that you're going to be showing out here. This is Taurus. Remember I said something about that this could be somebody of a like-minded person, like yourself, who sees the potential, sees that the return on of an investment in you and what you're capable of doing. And this is where that house, that ninth house, where when Jupiter goes direct, there's going to be this expansion, optimism, and they're going to know your value because you have birthed the new you. You've been reborn, regenerated, rejuvenated. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's see. Your trials and tribulations are over with. You're not stuck anymore. And you've got the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. The world is your oyster. Where would you like to go, madam or gentleman? Somebody wants to go with you. They want to take this journey with you. They don't want to be left behind. I still feel like it's somebody who sees your spirit, and that light is drawing them toward you. Then it's stuff like that song that little children sing, that little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Yeah, I think you're gonna let it shine. Mm, 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 mm. It's gonna be like a beacon. Like I said, that lighthouse by the sea that brings the ships in. The Three of Wands, that's that ship coming in to you. Oh, look at the Queen of Cups. Such loving and nurturing energy. Wow. And the Page of Wands. There's some good news coming your way. Two of Wands. We got the 2, the Page, and the 3. You chose a direction here. You chose a path. And it's not dealing with conflict anymore. That is something you are surrendering. All good things come to those who wait, and you have been waiting a long time, Virgo. Oh, your healing message from the universe is trust in divine order. You are being helped. Amen, amen, amen. Yes, you are. I'm going to put that here right now. What is the universe manifesting for you? Oh, Jesus. You got the dragonfly. You bring light into the world. What'd I say? You bring light into the world. And it's almost like that, that bug light that, draws in. Just don't draw in the bugs. Draw in the good things. Draw in the love. Oh, gosh. The divine door that's opening for you, that's a beautiful door. Look at that the divine's going to open up for you. And it's called Anthony's Call. In thanks of my spirit, thanks. Remember I said releasing something and giving thanks for it? In thanks of my spirit, safe and sound, all things that are lost, so can be found. Wow. So if you feel like you've lost something here, it ain't lost. You just haven't found it yet. And Spirit's telling you that. I do have a spiritual message for you. Now, before I see this, okay, because like I said, I don't see any of them. I'm not looking at them. I want to be just as surprised as you are as it comes. But Spirit, I feel, is telling you to breathe. Again, that peace. Breathe into your nose, count to 7. hold it for 7, and blow out for 7. And do that repeatedly until you feel that peace come over you. And you feel it and it's there. And you're not tensing back up. Like I said, you're breathing in through your nose 7 seconds and you're counting. And you're holding it for 7 seconds. And then you're going to release it for 7 seconds. For set count 7. Okay? And until you find that peace is calmness. But I want to say that Spirit wants you to know to just breathe in and out. And it wants you to be happy. Happiness is coming. And even though the Spirit has said, it sees with this number 5. Remember I said something, you're leaving something behind the conflict? You're leaving where that point of you have felt abandoned. And the Spirit is saying, you're not abandoned. You're not alone. You're never alone. Find your inner peace and find your happiness, Virgo. You are not alone in this world. So don't you ever feel like that abandonment feeling again. Okay? The moon oracle you got, and I do want to say with this moon oracle you've got coming in here, also listen to the wisdom card, because the moon is here to tell you you'll never be alone again, ever. And you've got to have faith. And with faith, you're going to have the new moon beginning. That door that I said, that moon is going to open. That door is going to be wide open. Look at that. See the archway? There ain't no door there. It's completely open. And all you got to do is step through it and embrace it and have faith that whatever you think you've lost, it ain't lost. You just hadn't found it yet. But you're going to, because there's a whole new beginning here for you. And it's two. I got to put this with this because that's just too beautiful. And thinks of my spirit, safe and sound. You're going to feel safe and sound. All things that are lost, so can be found. You may be having somebody in the future coming in, and all you got to do right now is just work on you and let that little light of yours shine, that dragonfly. It's manifesting for you. The universe is manifesting for you, and you just got to have faith and trust in the divine order because you are being helped. Whether you know it or not, you are not alone. Lord, don't I know that feeling. All right, I'm going to see one for you. What the dice is got for you. Sign, planet, and house. Sign, planet, and house for Virgo. Sign, planet, and house for Virgo. Sign. We have Aquarius. Aquarius. Humanity. People are going to come into your life that's drawn by this light, and they're going to give you expansion and growth. Stay optimistic. Stay in your faith. Don't lose your faith in humanity. Maybe you've been around a lot of bad people and a lot of bad characters and a lot of bad actors here, and that's the third house, your third house, and that is where the new moon's going to be, the new beginning. It's really good, Virgo. I love it for you. Look to the horizon. Always keep your eye on the horizon. All right? Don't ever take your eye off of it. Because remember, the horizon sets straight, right? And it's like a straight line. So the whole time you're staying balanced on the horizon and looking over to see what's there. You're going to explore things. Let's see whoever might be coming into your life here. All right, let's get sign, house, sign, planet, and house. Sign, planet, and house for this external. What is it? Who is this wanting to invest? Aries. And the planet is Venus. Somebody's looking for a partner here. Somebody's looking for a mate. And it's the 11th house. You're that beacon that somebody's looking for. You're that light that someone's looking for in a partner and in a relationship. Somebody sees you as their other part. They see the beauty in you. Virgo. They know your worth too, because the Empress is value. Mm-hmm. Somebody's gonna see the value of you. I love this reading. I mean, it's beautiful. I am so happy and happy for you because it's like I said, the door's not even there anymore. I mean, it's just been like blasted open the gate, and all you got to do is walk out in there and right into the sunlight. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like I said, somebody sees your value. I told you that earlier, and they have that desire. Mars is that desire. They see the desire you have in you and that inspiration, something with you, and they want to invest. This could be a friend. This could be somebody you meet in a group of like-minded people, because I'm telling you, you're going to reignite that flame come springtime. And I really am really pretty sure that after that April eclipse, that last total eclipse, mm-hmm, whatever was is no more. Can't hurt you no more. You won't feel that loneliness no more that you felt back in August of 2017. You will never feel it again. Remember your breathing things I said? And once you do, you're going to feel that happy, happy feeling. I love this for you. Y'all take care, and thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for now.